In the vast expanse of the galaxy, where stars twinkled in distant corners and cosmic wonders dazzled the mind, there existed a planet feared by all who knew of its existence. Planet XK-27, shrouded in mystery and cloaked in danger, stood as a testament to nature's merciless fury. Its surface, a landscape of unforgiving desolation, bore witness to the countless souls who dared to venture into its treacherous embrace, only to meet their doom. Among those who braved the perils of XK-27 was Captain James Hawkins, a seasoned explorer with a thirst for knowledge matched only by his unwavering resolve. Leading a scientific expedition into the heart of this deadly realm, Hawkins knew the risks involved. He had heard the whispered warnings of fellow spacefarers, tales of ships vanishing without a trace and crews succumbing to the planet's malevolent grasp. Yet, driven by a relentless curiosity and a sense of duty to uncover the truth, he pressed on, his ship cutting through the void like a solitary beacon of defiance against the encroaching darkness. As the vessel approached XK-27, a sense of foreboding settled over the crew. The planet loomed large in the viewport, its surface marred by jagged peaks and swirling storms. Acidic clouds blanketed the atmosphere, casting an eerie green glow that bathed the landscape in an otherworldly hue. Despite the danger that lurked below, Hawkins remained undeterred. He knew that the answers he sought lay hidden amidst the planet's hostile terrain, waiting to be discovered by those bold enough to seek them out. However, as the ship descended toward XK-27's surface, disaster struck with sudden and brutal force. The corrosive skies lashed out with an intensity unmatched by anything the crew had encountered before. Hull plating dissolved under the onslaught, sending molten metal cascading down like a fiery rain upon the rocky wasteland below. Panic seized the crew as alarms blared and systems failed, casting them into a desperate struggle for survival. With nerves of steel and determination etched upon his face, Captain Hawkins fought to keep the ship aloft against impossible odds. Gripping the sparking control panel with white-knuckled resolve, he refused to yield to the planet's relentless onslaught. Every fiber of his being was focused on a single goal: to ensure the safety of his crew and the survival of their mission, no matter the cost. But as the ship plummeted toward XK-27's unforgiving surface, hope began to fade. The ground rushed up to meet them with terrifying speed, the jagged spires of razor stone looming ever closer with each passing moment. It seemed as though all was lost, that their journey would end in a fiery cataclysm upon the planet's desolate wasteland. Yet, in the face of imminent disaster, Captain Hawkins refused to surrender to despair. With a steely determination born of years of experience and a steadfast belief in the resilience of the human spirit, he braced himself for impact. As the ship hurtled toward the ground below, he whispered a silent prayer, his heart filled with a mixture of fear and hope for what lay ahead. In the aftermath of the crash, silence descended upon the wreckage-strewn landscape like a shroud of mourning. Smoke billowed from the twisted remains of the ship, mingling with the acrid scent of burning metal. Amidst the chaos, Captain Hawkins emerged, battered but unbroken, his eyes scanning the desolate expanse for any sign of life. Chunks of metal lay scattered across the rocky hellscape, hissing and steaming as acidic rain pelted them from above. The once proud vessel now lay broken and battered, its hull torn asunder by XK-27's relentless fury. Yet, miraculously, most of the crew had survived the ordeal, their bodies bruised and battered but their spirits unbroken. As Captain Hawkins stumbled from the wreckage, he took stock of the situation with a grim determination. Despite the devastation wrought by the crash, there was a glimmer of hope amidst the despair. The bulk of the ship had held together, providing shelter from the planet's hostile environment. With a sense of urgency, he set about rallying his crew, his voice ringing out above the din of destruction. "Get to work, people. We need to secure the area and assess our resources. We're not out of the woods yet," he shouted, his words carrying the weight of command. With a sense of purpose, the crew sprang into action, working together to salvage what they could from the wreckage. Hull plating became makeshift walls, life support systems were repurposed to keep the acidic atmosphere at bay, and emergency supplies were distributed among the survivors. Despite the odds stacked against them, they refused to yield to despair, their determination to survive burning bright amidst the darkness. As the hours passed, the crew worked tirelessly to establish a makeshift base camp amidst the desolation of XK-27's surface. With each passing moment, their bond grew stronger, forged in the crucible of adversity. They were strangers no more, but comrades in arms united by a common purpose: to endure against all odds and emerge victorious against the planet's merciless onslaught. Yet, amidst the chaos of their struggle for survival, Captain Hawkins could not shake the feeling of unease that gnawed at his soul. He knew that XK-27 was a place of untold dangers, a realm where even the hardiest of explorers feared to tread. And as he surveyed the desolate landscape stretching out before him, he couldn't help but wonder what other secrets lay hidden beneath its surface, waiting to be uncovered by those brave enough to seek them out. With their makeshift base camp established, Captain Hawkins and his crew faced the harsh reality of their situation. XK-27, with its toxic atmosphere and unforgiving terrain, presented a formidable challenge unlike anything they had encountered before. Yet, amidst the wreckage of their crashed ship, they found a glimmer of hope, the resilience of the human spirit. As the crew worked tirelessly to fortify their position and salvage what supplies they could, Captain Hawkins convened a meeting to discuss their next course of action. With maps spread out before them and the ever-present hum of machinery in the background, they debated their options, weighing the risks and rewards of each decision. "We need to assess our resources and prioritize our objectives," Captain Hawkins declared, his voice firm with determination. "Our first priority is to ensure the safety and well-being of the crew. From there, we can focus on securing additional supplies and establishing communication with any potential rescue teams." As the meeting stretched into the night, the crew grappled with the enormity of their situation. XK-27 was a harsh and unforgiving world, where every decision could mean the difference between life and death. Yet, amidst the uncertainty, they found strength in each other, drawing upon the bonds of camaraderie forged in the crucible of adversity. With their base camp secured and their priorities established, Captain Hawkins and his crew set out on a desperate search for supplies. Armed with scavenged tools and a sense of determination, they scoured the wreckage of their crashed ship, hoping to find anything that could aid in their struggle for survival. Amidst the twisted metal and charred debris, they unearthed a treasure trove of supplies, emergency rations, medical supplies, and vital equipment needed to sustain them in the days to come. With each discovery, their spirits lifted, buoyed by the knowledge that they had the resources they needed to endure the harsh realities of XK-27. Yet, as they worked tirelessly to salvage what they couldn't shake the feeling of unease that lingered in the air. XK-27 was a planet of untold dangers, where every shadow held the promise of death. And as they ventured further into the wreckage, they couldn't help but wonder what other horrors lay hidden beneath the surface, waiting to claim them as their own. As night fell on XK-27, casting the landscape into darkness, Captain Hawkins and his crew huddled together in their makeshift base camp, their senses on high alert. The planet's hostile environment seemed to come alive under the cover of darkness, with strange noises echoing through the air and eerie shadows dancing along the rocky terrain. With each passing moment, the crew felt the encroaching darkness pressing in on them, a palpable presence that seemed to seep into their very bones. Yet, amidst the fear and uncertainty, they refused to yield to despair, their resolve unshaken by the perils that surrounded them. As they stood guard against the unknown, Captain Hawkins and his crew found strength in each other, drawing upon the bonds of camaraderie that had formed in the face of adversity. With weapons at the ready and watchful eyes scanning the horizon, they braced themselves for whatever horrors the night might bring. With each passing day, Captain Hawkins and his crew faced new challenges on XK-27, each more daunting than the last. From toxic storms that swept across the landscape to deadly predators that lurked in the shadows, the planet seemed determined to test their resolve at every turn. Yet, amidst the perils that surrounded them, they found moments of triumph and resilience. Whether it was repairing damaged equipment or fending off attacks from hostile wildlife, they refused to yield to the planet's merciless onslaught, their determination unwavering in the face of adversity. As they continued to explore XK-27's hostile terrain, they uncovered hidden dangers and untold mysteries, each discovery bringing them one step closer to unlocking the secrets of the deadly planet. And though the journey ahead was fraught with peril, they pressed on, united in their quest for survival against all odds. Traversing XK-27's unforgiving landscape proved to be a formidable task for Captain Hawkins and his crew. Every step brought them face to face with the planet's relentless hostility, from treacherous ravines to towering cliffs that seemed to stretch endlessly into the sky. Despite the challenges they faced, the crew pressed on, their determination unwavering in the face of adversity. With each obstacle overcome, they drew closer to their goal, their spirits buoyed by the knowledge that they were one step closer to finding a way off this desolate planet. Yet, as they journeyed deeper into XK-27's harsh terrain, they couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Strange noises echoed through the canyons, and eerie shadows danced along the rocky outcroppings, leaving them with a sense of unease that refused to dissipate. As Captain Hawkins and his crew continued their exploration of XK-27, they began to uncover clues about the planet's mysterious past. Strange artifacts littered the landscape, remnants of a civilization long gone, leaving behind only whispers of their existence. With each discovery, the crew pieced together fragments of the planet's history, slowly unraveling the mysteries that shrouded XK-27 in darkness. Yet, for every question answered, a dozen more seemed to take its place, leaving them with more questions than answers. Undeterred by the enigma that surrounded them, Captain Hawkins and his crew pressed on, driven by an insatiable curiosity to uncover the truth. For they knew that only by understanding XK-27's past could they hope to unlock the secrets of its present. As Captain Hawkins and his crew delved deeper into XK-27's secrets, they encountered a new challenge: the planet's guardians. Strange, otherworldly beings lurked in the shadows, their presence felt but rarely seen, like ghosts haunting the barren landscape. At first, the crew dismissed the sightings as mere hallucinations brought on by the planet's toxic atmosphere. But as the encounters grew more frequent, they realized that they were not alone on XK-27, that something else called this desolate world home. Determined to uncover the truth, Captain Hawkins and his crew set out to confront the guardians of XK-27, to learn who they were and what they wanted. But as they soon discovered, some secrets were better left buried in the depths of the planet's darkened soul. With each passing day, XK-27 seemed to grow more hostile, its toxic atmosphere seeping into the crew's very bones. Yet, despite the dangers that surrounded them, Captain Hawkins and his crew pressed on, their determination unyielding in the face of adversity. As they delved deeper into XK-27's secrets, they found themselves drawn into a web of darkness that threatened to consume them whole. Strange phenomena plagued their every step, from unexplained power outages to eerie whispers that echoed through the canyons. Yet, amidst the chaos and uncertainty, they clung to hope, knowing that somewhere amidst XK-27's shadows lay the answers they sought. For they refused to believe that this desolate world was their final resting place, that there was no escape from its grasp. As Captain Hawkins and his crew journeyed deeper into XK-27's heart, they encountered strange echoes of the past that seemed to reverberate through the planet's very soul. Ghostly apparitions danced along the rocky outcroppings, their mournful cries echoing through the canyons like a siren's song. At first, the crew dismissed the sightings as mere hallucinations brought on by the planet's toxic atmosphere. But as the echoes grew louder, they realized that XK-27 held secrets far darker than they could have ever imagined. Determined to uncover the truth, Captain Hawkins and his crew followed the echoes to their source, braving XK-27's treacherous terrain in search of answers. Yet, as they soon discovered, some secrets were meant to remain buried in the depths of the planet's darkened soul. As Captain Hawkins and his crew ventured deeper into XK-27's heart, they uncovered a revelation that would shake them to their very core. Hidden beneath the planet's barren surface lay a secret that threatened to unravel the fabric of reality itself. Amidst the ruins of an ancient civilization, they found a gateway, a portal to another world, where time and space twisted and turned like a serpent's coils. And beyond that gateway lay the answers they sought, the truth of XK-27's darkened past. Yet, as they prepared to step through the portal, they realized that the price of knowledge was steep. For in the darkness beyond lay horrors beyond imagining, horrors that threatened to consume them whole and drag them into the abyss. But with the fate of the galaxy hanging in the balance, Captain Hawkins and his crew knew that they had no choice but to press on, to confront the darkness that lurked within XK-27's heart and emerge victorious, or perish in the attempt. As Captain Hawkins and his crew stood before the gateway, they were confronted by its guardians, enigmatic beings whose forms shifted and twisted like shadows in the night. With eyes that gleamed like stars, they regarded the intruders with a mixture of curiosity and wariness. Communicating through gestures and strange, guttural sounds, the Guardians made it clear that passage through the gateway would not come easily. They demanded a trial of strength and wit, a test to determine if the intruders were worthy of crossing into the realm beyond. Undaunted by the challenge, Captain Hawkins and his crew accepted the Guardians' terms, ready to prove themselves in whatever way necessary. For they knew that the secrets of XK-27 lay beyond the gateway, and they would not be deterred by mere obstacles. The trial set forth by the gateway's guardians was a test unlike any other, a grueling ordeal that pushed Captain Hawkins and his crew to their limits. From navigating treacherous mazes to solving ancient riddles, they faced each challenge with unwavering determination and resolve. Yet, as the trial wore on, it became clear that the Guardians were not simply testing their physical prowess, but their wisdom and courage as well. Each obstacle presented an opportunity for growth, a chance to prove themselves worthy of the knowledge that lay beyond. With each trial they conquered, Captain Hawkins and his crew grew stronger, their bond forged in the crucible of adversity. And as they neared the final challenge, they knew that victory was within their grasp, that they were on the cusp of unlocking XK-27's greatest secrets. As Captain Hawkins and his crew emerged victorious from the final trial, they found themselves standing before the gateway once more, their hearts pounding with anticipation. With a solemn nod, the Guardians stepped aside, allowing them to pass through into the realm beyond. What lay on the other side was beyond their wildest imaginings, a world of swirling colors and shifting landscapes, where reality itself seemed to bend and warp. It was a place of beauty and danger, of wonder and terror, a realm untouched by the passage of time. Yet, amidst the chaos and uncertainty, there was a sense of purpose, a feeling that they had been drawn here for a reason. For as they journeyed deeper into the realm, they discovered echoes of XK-27's past, fragments of a history that had been lost to the ages. And as they pieced together the clues scattered throughout the realm, they came to a startling realization that XK-27 was not simply a planet, but a nexus, a convergence point for forces beyond comprehension. And at its heart lay the key to unlocking the galaxy's greatest mysteries. In the heart of XK-27's realm, Captain Hawkins and his crew discovered the nexus, a swirling vortex of energy that pulsed with a power unlike anything they had ever seen. It was a place of immense significance, a focal point for the forces that shaped the galaxy itself. As they stood before the nexus, they felt its power wash over them, filling them with a sense of awe and wonder. It was a feeling unlike anything they had ever experienced, a connection to something greater than themselves, something that transcended time and space. Yet, as they gazed into the heart of the nexus, they also sensed a darkness lurking within, a malevolent force that sought to corrupt and destroy. For within the nexus lay the key to unlocking XK-27's greatest secrets, but also the potential for untold chaos and destruction. Realizing the danger that lay before them, Captain Hawkins and his crew knew that they had to act quickly. With each passing moment, the darkness grew stronger, threatening to consume them and everything they held dear. As darkness descended upon XK-27's realm, Captain Hawkins and his crew found themselves locked in a desperate battle for survival. Shadows danced around them, their forms twisting and shifting with malice as they sought to snuff out the light. With each blow struck and each spell cast, the crew fought valiantly against the encroaching darkness, their determination unyielding in the face of adversity. Yet, For every victory won, they were met with new challenges, new horrors that tested their resolve to the breaking point. But amidst the chaos and despair, they found strength in each other, in the bonds that united them as a crew. With every ally at their side, they pushed back against the darkness, driving it back with a ferocity that shook the very foundations of XK-27's realm. And as the battle raged on, they knew that they were fighting not just for their own survival, but for the survival of the galaxy itself. For if they failed, if the darkness were allowed to consume XK-27's secrets, it would spell doom for all who dwelled within the cosmos. In the darkest hour, as hope seemed lost and the darkness threatened to consume them whole, Captain Hawkins and his crew discovered the light within themselves. With each step forward and each act of courage, they unleashed a power unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. For within each of them burned a spark of hope, a flame that refused to be extinguished by the shadows that sought to snuff it out. And as they embraced the light within, they found themselves bathed in its radiant glow, their spirits lifted and their resolve renewed. With newfound strength and determination, they pushed back against the darkness, driving it back with a ferocity that shook the very foundations of XK-27's realm. And as they stood victorious amidst the wreckage of battle, they knew that they had triumphed against all odds. For they had faced the darkness head-on and emerged victorious, their hearts united in a common purpose, to protect the galaxy from the forces that sought to destroy it. And as they, with the darkness vanquished and XK-27's realm restored to its former glory, Captain Hawkins and his crew surveyed the aftermath of the battle. Though scars marred the landscape, there was also a sense of renewal, a feeling that the worst was behind them. As they tended to the wounded and repaired their damaged equipment, they reflected on the journey that had brought them here. They had faced unimaginable challenges and emerged stronger for it, their bonds forged in the crucible of adversity. Yet, even as they celebrated their victory, they knew that their journey was far from over. For the secrets of XK-27 still lay waiting to be uncovered, and the galaxy teemed with new challenges and adventures yet to come. As news of XK-27's restoration spread throughout the galaxy, the Galactic Council convened to discuss the implications of Captain Hawkins' discovery. Though some council members remained skeptical, the overwhelming evidence of XK-27's significance could not be ignored. After much deliberation, the council voted to establish a formal alliance with the colony on XK-27, recognizing its importance in the ongoing exploration and settlement of hostile worlds. It was a historic moment, one that paved the way for a new era of cooperation and discovery. With the alliance between the colony on XK-27 and the Galactic Council firmly established, Captain Hawkins and his crew set out to explore the galaxy once more. Yet, wherever they went, they carried with them the lessons they had learned on XK-27. For XK-27 was more than just a planet. It was a symbol of resilience and hope, a testament to the power of cooperation and determination in the face of adversity. And though they faced many challenges in the days to come, they would always draw strength from the memory of their time on XK-27. As Captain Hawkins and his crew ventured into the unknown depths of space, they encountered new worlds and civilizations beyond imagining. From lush jungle planets teeming with life to barren wastelands haunted by ancient mysteries, each new discovery brought with it new opportunities and dangers. Yet, no matter where their travels took them, they remained committed to the ideals that had guided them on XK-27: cooperation, courage, and compassion. And as they charted a course through the stars, they knew that the greatest adventures were still to come. Years passed, and Captain Hawkins and his crew continued to explore the galaxy, their adventures taking them to the farthest reaches of known space. Yet, no matter where they went, XK-27 remained a constant presence in their thoughts and memories. And so, when they received word that the colony on XK-27 was in need of assistance, they wasted no time in returning to their former home. For though they had traveled to the ends of the galaxy and back, XK-27 would always hold a special place in their hearts. As Captain Hawkins and his crew landed on XK-27 once more, they were greeted with open arms by the colonists who had become like family to them. Together, they worked tirelessly to rebuild what had been damaged in their absence, their bond stronger than ever before. And as they stood together beneath XK-27's twin suns, they knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, as friends and allies united in a common purpose. For on XK-27, they had learned that no obstacle was insurmountable when faced with courage and determination. With XK-27 restored to its former glory, the colonists and their allies embarked on a massive reclamation effort. They worked tirelessly to repair the damage caused by the dark entity, restoring the planet's ecosystems and infrastructure to their natural state. Under Captain Hawkins' guidance, teams of engineers, scientists, and volunteers set out across XK-27, planting new vegetation, repairing damaged structures, and purifying contaminated water sources. It was a monumental task, but one that they approached with determination and resolve. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, XK-27 began to flourish once more. The air grew cleaner, the rivers ran clear, and the wildlife returned to their habitats. And though there were still scars left by the dark entity's reign, the planet's beauty and resilience shone through. With XK-27's restoration well underway, Captain Hawkins and his crew turned their attention back to their mission of exploration. Armed with new knowledge and insights gained from their experiences on XK-27, they set out to chart new worlds and expand humanity's reach across the galaxy. Their journey took them to distant star systems, where they encountered strange alien cultures, ancient ruins, and untold wonders. Each new discovery fueled their sense of adventure and curiosity, driving them ever onward into the unknown. Yet, no matter where their travels took them, XK-27 remained a beacon of hope and inspiration, a reminder of what could be achieved through cooperation and perseverance. And as they ventured forth into the vast expanse of space, they carried XK-27's spirit with them, guiding them on their journey. As XK-27's restoration neared completion, Captain Hawkins received an invitation to attend a historic gathering, the Galactic Summit. Leaders from across the galaxy were set to convene to discuss pressing issues and chart a course for the future of the cosmos. Arriving at the summit, Captain Hawkins found himself among diplomats, scientists, and dignitaries from countless worlds. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation as the delegates prepared to address the challenges facing the galaxy. Throughout the summit, Captain Hawkins shared the story of XK-27 and its remarkable recovery, highlighting the power of cooperation and unity in the face of adversity. His words resonated with many of the attendees, sparking discussions about the importance of collaboration in addressing the galaxy's most pressing problems. Inspired by their experiences on XK-27, Captain Hawkins and his crew embarked on a quest for knowledge, seeking to unravel the mysteries of the universe. From studying ancient artifacts to deciphering alien languages, they delved into the depths of science and exploration with unbridled enthusiasm. Their journey took them to the farthest reaches of known space, where they encountered enigmatic phenomena, cosmic anomalies, and lost civilizations. Each discovery brought with it new questions and challenges, fueling their thirst for understanding. Yet, amid the wonders of the cosmos, Captain Hawkins and his crew never forgot the lessons they had learned on XK-27. They remained steadfast in their commitment to cooperation, compassion, and the pursuit of truth, knowing that their journey was far from over. As time passed, XK-27's legacy lived on, inspiring generations of explorers, scientists, and adventurers. Its story became legend, a symbol of hope and resilience in the face of darkness. Throughout the galaxy, colonies flourished, united by the spirit of cooperation and determination that had guided XK-27 through its darkest hour. And though challenges still lay ahead, humanity faced them with courage and optimism, knowing that they carried XK-27's legacy with them wherever they went. And so, as the stars shone bright overhead, Captain Hawkins and his crew looked to the future with hope and excitement, knowing that the spirit of XK-27 would live on for generations to come. Driven by the spirit of exploration, Captain Hawkins and his crew set their sights on the uncharted regions of space beyond the known galaxy. Equipped with state-of-the-art technology and a thirst for discovery, they ventured into the vast unknown, eager to uncover the secrets that lay hidden among the stars. Their journey led them to unexplored star systems, where they encountered new planets, exotic phenomena, and civilizations unlike any they had ever seen. Each encounter brought with it new challenges and opportunities, testing their resolve and pushing the boundaries of their knowledge. Yet, amid the wonders of the uncharted frontier, Captain Hawkins and his crew remained guided by their core principles of cooperation, compassion, and curiosity. They forged alliances with newfound allies, learned from their experiences, and continued to push the boundaries of exploration, knowing that the journey was just beginning. In their quest for knowledge, Captain Hawkins and his crew stumbled upon a cosmic enigma, a mysterious phenomenon that defied explanation. Dubbed the Great Void, it was a vast expanse of empty space, devoid of stars, planets, or any discernible matter. Intrigued by this baffling anomaly, Captain Hawkins and his crew embarked on a mission to unravel its secrets. They studied the Great Void from every angle, using advanced sensors, probes, and analytical tools to gather data and formulate theories. Yet, despite their best efforts, the Great Void remained an enigma, its origins and purpose shrouded in mystery. Some speculated that it was a remnant of a long-extinct civilization, while others believed it to be a natural phenomenon beyond comprehension. As Captain Hawkins and his crew pondered the significance of the Great Void, they were reminded of the boundless mysteries of the cosmos and the endless possibilities that lay waiting to be discovered. Amid their explorations, Captain Hawkins and his crew found themselves embroiled in a delicate diplomatic situation. Tensions had arisen between two neighboring star systems, threatening to erupt into open conflict. With their reputation as peacemakers preceding them, Captain Hawkins and his crew were called upon to mediate the dispute and prevent war from breaking out. It was a delicate task, requiring diplomacy, tact, and a deep understanding of the cultural and political dynamics at play. Navigating the treacherous waters of interstellar politics, Captain Hawkins and his crew worked tirelessly to bridge the divide between the two factions. Through patience, compromise, and a willingness to listen, they were able to broker a peace agreement, averting catastrophe and earning the gratitude of both sides. As they journeyed through the cosmos, Captain Hawkins and his crew stumbled upon a group of ancient beings known as the Cosmic Guardians. These enigmatic entities possessed immense power and knowledge, and their presence had a profound impact on the fabric of the universe. Intrigued by the Guardians and their role in shaping the cosmos, Captain Hawkins and his crew sought to learn more about them. They embarked on a quest to unravel the secrets of the Guardians, delving into ancient texts, legends, and artifacts in search of clues. Along the way, they encountered other beings who claimed to have knowledge of the Guardians, each offering their own interpretations and perspectives. Yet, the true nature of the Guardians remained elusive, their motives and intentions shrouded in mystery. Undeterred by the challenges they faced, Captain Hawkins and his crew pressed on, driven by their insatiable curiosity and their desire to uncover the truth about the Cosmic Guardians. In their travels, Captain Hawkins and his crew stumbled upon a cosmic nexus, a convergence point of energy and matter that served as a gateway to other dimensions and realities. It was a place of immense power and potential, capable of reshaping the fabric of the universe itself. Intrigued by the possibilities presented by the cosmic nexus, Captain Hawkins and his crew embarked on a journey to explore its mysteries. They studied its energies, mapped its boundaries, and conducted experiments to unlock its secrets. Yet, as they delved deeper into the cosmic nexus, they discovered that its power came with a price. It was a place of great danger, teeming with unknown forces and entities that sought to exploit its energies for their own ends. Undeterred by the dangers they faced, Captain Hawkins and his crew pressed on, determined to unlock the secrets of the cosmic nexus and harness its power for the greater good of the universe. In their travels, Captain Hawkins and his crew encountered a diverse array of civilizations, each with its own unique culture, customs, and technology. Inspired by the spirit of cooperation and mutual respect, they sought to forge alliances with these civilizations, forming an interstellar coalition dedicated to peace, prosperity, and progress. Working together with their newfound allies, Captain Hawkins and his crew tackled the greatest challenges facing the galaxy, from environmental crises to interstellar conflicts. They shared knowledge, resources, and technology, pooling their collective strengths to overcome adversity and build a better future for all. As the Interstellar Coalition grew in strength and influence, it became a beacon of hope and unity in a galaxy fraught with uncertainty and strife. Together, Captain Hawkins and his crew and their allies stood ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that their bond of friendship and cooperation would see them through even the darkest of times. Deep within the heart of the galaxy, Captain Hawkins and his crew discovered a group of celestial beings known as the Celestial Guardians. These ethereal entities existed beyond the constraints of time and space, watching over the cosmos with benevolent eyes. Intrigued by the Guardians and their cosmic wisdom, Captain Hawkins and his crew sought to learn from them. They engaged in profound discussions with the Guardians, delving into the mysteries of the universe and gaining new insights into the nature of existence itself. Guided by the wisdom of the Celestial Guardians, Captain Hawkins and his crew embarked on a journey of enlightenment, seeking to understand their place in the vast tapestry of the cosmos. With each encounter, they grew wiser and more attuned to the interconnectedness of all things. In their exploration of the cosmos, Captain Hawkins and his crew encountered a perplexing phenomenon known as the quantum conundrum. It was a realm of uncertainty and paradox, where the laws of physics seemed to bend and warp in unpredictable ways. Fascinated by the mysteries of the quantum conundrum, Captain Hawkins and his crew delved into its depths, seeking to unravel its secrets. They conducted experiments and observations, pushing the boundaries of their understanding in an attempt to make sense of the inexplicable. Yet, the quantum conundrum remained a puzzle wrapped in an enigma, defying all attempts at rational explanation. It was a reminder of the boundless complexity of the universe and the endless wonders that lay beyond the grasp of mortal minds. As they journeyed through the cosmos, Captain Hawkins and his crew stumbled upon a celestial phenomenon known as the Cosmic Symphony. It was a breathtaking display of light and sound, a symphony of cosmic energies that danced across the heavens in a mesmerizing display of beauty and grace. Enthralled by the majesty of the Cosmic Symphony, Captain Hawkins and his crew paused to marvel at its splendor. They watched in awe as the celestial lights pulsed and shimmered, casting a kaleidoscope of colors against the backdrop of the night sky. Captivated by the celestial spectacle, Captain Hawkins and his crew felt a profound sense of connection to the universe. They realized that they were but small players in a vast cosmic drama, and that the mysteries of the cosmos were far greater than they could ever imagine. In their travels, Captain Hawkins and his crew stumbled upon a stellar nexus, a network of interconnected star systems that served as a hub of cosmic activity. It was a bustling center of trade, diplomacy, and exploration, where civilizations from across the galaxy converged to share knowledge and resources. Intrigued by the opportunities presented by the stellar nexus, Captain Hawkins and his crew immersed themselves in its vibrant culture. They forged friendships with beings from distant worlds, traded goods and information, and participated in the rich tapestry of galactic life. Yet, amid the hustle and bustle of the stellar nexus, Captain Hawkins and his crew also encountered danger and intrigue. They navigated treacherous political waters, foiled would-be saboteurs, and uncovered ancient secrets hidden within the depths of the cosmic marketplace. Undeterred by the challenges they faced, Captain Hawkins and his crew embraced the vibrant energy of the stellar nexus, knowing that within its bustling corridors lay the keys to unlocking new horizons and forging lasting alliances. In their journey through the cosmos, Captain Hawkins and his crew encountered a race of beings known as the quantum architects. These enigmatic entities existed beyond the confines of traditional space-time, manipulating the very fabric of reality with their advanced technology. Intrigued by the capabilities of the quantum architects, Captain Hawkins and his crew sought to learn from them. They engaged in deep philosophical discussions, exploring the nature of existence and the possibilities of quantum mechanics. Guided by the wisdom of the quantum architects, Captain Hawkins and his crew gained new insights into the nature of reality. They learned to harness the power of quantum energy, bending it to their will and unlocking new avenues of exploration and discovery. As they delved deeper into the mysteries of the cosmos, Captain Hawkins and his crew marveled at the infinite possibilities that lay before them. With the guidance of the quantum architects, they embarked on a journey of cosmic enlightenment, pushing the boundaries of their understanding and exploring the vast expanse of the unknown. After years of exploration and discovery, Captain Hawkins and his crew stood at the precipice of a new era in galactic history. Their journey had taken them to the farthest reaches of the cosmos, where they had encountered wonders beyond imagination and forged alliances with beings from distant worlds. As they reflected on their adventures, Captain Hawkins and his crew realized that their true legacy lay in the bonds of friendship and cooperation they had formed along the way. They had united civilizations that had once been divided, bridging the gaps between species and paving the way for a brighter future. With the support of their allies, Captain Hawkins and his crew proposed the creation of the Galactic Accord, a treaty that would bring together all the civilizations of the galaxy in a spirit of peace and cooperation. It was a bold vision, but one that resonated with beings from every corner of the cosmos. Amidst great fanfare and celebration, the Galactic Accord was signed, ushering in a new era of prosperity and harmony for all who called the galaxy home. Captain Hawkins and his crew were hailed as heroes, their names enshrined in the annals of history alongside the greatest explorers and peacemakers of all time. As they looked out upon the galaxy, Captain Hawkins and his crew knew that their journey was far from over. There were still mysteries to unravel, challenges to overcome, and adventures to be had. But they faced the future with courage and optimism, knowing that as long as they stood together, there was nothing they could not achieve. And so, with the Galactic Accord as their guiding light, Captain Hawkins and his crew set sail once more into the endless expanse of the cosmos, ready to write the next chapter in the epic saga of humanity's journey among the stars.